Welcome to this new video tutorial of OpenCart B2B wholesale catalog for the vendors. And in today's video tutorial, we'll be showing you how the website owner would be able to add the products from the admin backend panel, and the same products can then be set up by the B2B sellers by navigating to a section that's the approval product list, wherein they'll be able to set the product price, quantity, and the product image of the product that is actually being sold out by the admin itself. So the similar products can now be edited by the B2B wholesale sellers as well. And apart from that, the admin would be able to set up what products would be displayed under the sellers section. So for that, the admin can set the display of the products as all products, categories, attributes, or the manufacturer, and accordingly the selected products would then be displayed under the seller's profile. And similarly, the customers can navigate to the sell page of the OpenCart B2B wholesale catalog for the vendors, and they'll be able to then what we say as they'll be able to configure the best product that's being sold out by the admin and the other marketplace sellers there. And then the customer can choose the best out of that and can make a checkout thereafter. So let's go to the front end and let's see how it works for the customer initially, and then we'll take you to the B2B seller section for the sellers, how they can basically sell out the admin's products as well. And lastly, we'll be showing you the configuration record for this particular plugin by Webkul, that is the OpenCart B2B wholesale catalog for vendors. And the admin can also set up the most purchased products as well as the most edit product within the B2B wholesale section there. So now let's go to the website front end and let's see how this particular plugin for the OpenCart, that's the B2B wholesale catalog for vendors, works. And we'll be showing you the customer workflow first. So here I'm at the OpenCart website right now at the front end, and I'll be logging into my customer account initially to show you the process of purchasing the products by the customers. So for that, I'll be entering my username and password for the customer account. So I'll just add my customer name or the email address first, and thereafter I'll be entering the password. So we have the password as Steve for the time being, and then I'll just tap here on the login button to access my customer account. Alright, I've just entered the wrong email address there for the customer. Let's try it one more time. So this is my email address, and here we have the password STEVE, and tap login. So I've logged into my customer account, as you can see. Now the customers can purchase the products from the sell page itself. So if I go to the top header section, here we have the sell. Tapping that up brings this option of the sell. I'll just tap it up, and that would take us to the landing page wherein the customers will be able to see all of the sellers that are being the part of the system there, and who are selling out the products within the store itself. So here you can see that we have the long time sellers, and if I scroll down a bit, here you can see a product list in a grid format, as you can see. So these are the latest products that have been added to the store itself. And if you check here, you can see that we have the evening black dress, and the same product is being sold by another seller as well. So if I hold my mouse here, you can see the seller is John Doe from United States, and for the same product the seller is Peter Doe from India itself. So the same product is being sold out by the seller as well as the admin. So the admin just adds his products, and that is then assigned, and then the sellers would be able to assign the same product under the own account panel, and then these products get visible to the customers at the store front end. And thereafter the customers can add these products into the cart to make a checkout. So let me tap here, and we'll be just checking out with the product, add to cart. So this helps out when, for example, if there are some configurations for the product like color and size, maybe the admin product has only the small size or the color that's the dark blue. So the customers would not be able to choose the like the we say as the size as medium and the large. So when the seller ends the same product, then he can also set up the other values that are not available within that admin's product, and they can also set up the color that is not available within the store for that particular product. And accordingly, then the customers can choose the values which are now available within the same product that's being listed here on the sell page. So here are the two same products from John Doe United States and Peter Doe from India. So let's tap here and let's make a checkout thereafter. And I'll just select it as small. I'll select it dark blue and I'll tap here to add the product into the cart. So we have two numbers of the same product, and I'll just tap on the checkout button, and I'll be finishing up all of the data here on the checkout so as to make the payment and complete my order itself. And lastly, I just need to tap here on the confirm order button under the confirm order section, and the customer now would have placed the order for the respective product within the B2B system here. So you can see that the order has been placed. So now let me log out of my customer account. Now I'll be logging into my admin backend panel. Now I'll be logging into the vendor account panel. So for that, I'll just tap here on the continue button, and I'll go to the top to my account, and I'll tap here on the login button that's available. And from the login section here, we can enter the seller details. So I'll just enter my seller username and his password as well, and I'll tap here on the login button. So right now you can see that we are logged into the seller account. On the right hand side, we have the data. Like you can see on the right hand block, we have the dashboard, my profile, or the history. So this is the B2B system options that the sellers have. And under that, because the seller is also a customer, so here we have the customer account options as well. So you can also toggle the seller and customer account. If I tap this like this, it would just display the customer's account details, as you can see right now. Otherwise, I'll toggle it to the seller to bring up the seller's account panel for the B2B as well as the customer's account options. Now after the admin has properly installed this particular plugin, that's the OpenCart B2B vendor catalog, the vendors of the B2B would be able to see this vendor product approval section. And if I tap that up, we have two different options. One is the product list and the other one is the approval product list. So we'll go through each of them one by one. So first let's go to the product list, and here the sellers would be able to see all of the products that they are currently selling out within the B2B system itself. And basically these products are the admin products, and then the sellers can basically add their ones by entering the price, quantity, and the pictures of the image or pictures of the product that they are going to purchase. So from here, these products are being right now sold out within the B2B system itself, and from here the sellers can edit any of the products that have already been approved to be displayed at the storefront. So to edit an already listed product, the seller can tap the edit button there, and accordingly under the general tab, the seller can change the quantity of this particular product. Let me make it as 4, and the seller can set the price of the product as well. Kindly note that the price that the vendors will have to set up should be more than the actual base price of the product that the admin has already added. If it's equivalent, it won't work. If it's less, it won't work. And if it is more than the seller admin set the price of the product, then only it would be saved, and then you can then sell out this particular product within the B2B system. So let me make the price as 45, for example, or let me make it as 10. to show you that. And then on the image section here, you can add more images by tapping here the add image button, then tap here on the left hand side, and from here choose the image, and then tap here on the save button. So now you can see that we have some errors. Why? Because we need to enter the price that is greater than $90 admin product price. So now I'll just enter it as 99. The quantity is set as 4. I'll just tap here the save button, and let's see what happens now. So you can see that the approval product edit has been successfully done, and right now you can see that the price is now 99 that we just set up, and the quantity is 4. I'm sorry for that. Here we have that particular product that we just edited, black jacket. And apart from editing the product here, the seller would also be able to search the products using the product name. So he just needs to tap here, and the data is already automatically populated. And if I tap here on the product and then tap here on the filter button, then you can see that particular product would get displayed. And the seller will also be able to filter out the products using the quantity of the product. So if I set it as 4 and tap here on the filter button, alright, so right now there's no quantity for 4. If I enter 499 and tap the filter button, then you can see that we have the evening black dress with the quantity 499. So that's how you can filter out the products under the product list for the sellers. And according to the price as well, the sellers can search their products or filter their products. So if I make this as 0, I'll clear it out, and I've set the price as $99. Now if I filter it out, okay, I just need to remove this $sign from that, and I'll just tap here on the filter button. So right now there are no products for the price that is there. So from here as well, the sellers would be able to delete any of the products that they have basically set up. And now let me tap here on the reset button to display the complete product list. So now let me check once again. So I'll just enter the $99 and tap here on the filter button. So now you can see the product list that has the price for $99. So that's how the sellers can filter out their product list products as well as per their own requirement. Now let's go to the other section, that's the approval product list. So here we are on the approval product list section, and here you can see all the products that have been added by the OpenCart web store admin. And just below that, so the sellers can see all of the products for the admin. And apart from that, at the very end under this section, that's the approval product list, the sellers would also be able to see the most sold products or the most added products within the store itself. So this section can be set up by the admin from the admin backend panel, and he can set up what kind of product should be displayed to the sellers under the approval product list. And right now we have set it as most sold product. So what I'll be doing is when we are going through the admin backend panel, at that time I'll be showing you this reference once again. So here the seller can see the most sold out products within the B2B system. So now comes the thing how the sellers would be able to set up their products that are similar to the admins. So the seller just needs to choose the product under here, under this particular section. So for example, if I want to sell out the same product, that's the black and white straw hat that the admin is selling out at $99, I'll just tap here on the check icon under the actions column, and that brings up the section like the add product section to the seller. Here the seller can see the product name, model, stock status, and the brand. And from here as well, the seller can reach out to the brand owner. So for example, we have the brand as Palm, and if I tap that link up, and that brings up the brand section for the seller, and the rest of the products of that brand are being displayed as well. So let that out, and so here we have the general and the image section. Under the general we have the quantity, so I can set the quantity of this particular product that I'm going to sell out, which is similar to the admin's product. So we need to set the amount more than $99. We cannot take it much less than that, and we'll have that error that I've already shown you. So we'll set it as 211. All right. Now under the images, I can tap here on the add image, then here, and then I can choose the images. So for reference right now, I'll just add these two for the product. These are not related anyway, but that's just to show you how we can do it. So I added the images, and I've set the quantity as 12 and the product price as 211. Thereafter, the seller just taps here on the save button and then OK on the prompt, and we'll see that the product has been added to the vendor approval product list successfully. So after adding the product, if we navigate back to the product list under the vendor product approval, so on the product list, here the seller can see the product that he has added to be sold out within the B2B system here. And here you can see the price that we had set up, $211. The quantity was 12. And from here, the seller can also edit it if he wants to change the quantity price or the images for the particular product. So that were the two sections under the vendor product approval for the B2B system here. And we have the product list and the approval product list. Under the product list, all of the approved products are being visible to the seller, and from the approval product list, all of the products that the seller is going to sell out are being displayed here under the approval product list. Now the approval can also be set as automatic or manually. Then the admin might need to enable or make it as active from the admin backend panel. So that was how the vendors can add their products and can check the complete product list that they have. Uh, and from here they will be able to edit it as well, the products that they have already added. And under the approval product list, we have the products of the admin that can be sold out by the sellers by just tapping here the action button under the column that there, and setting up this different info like the quantity, price, and images for that particular product. So this was the vendors section. And one more thing is that I've told you that we have the most sold products, so it can be more sold products or more most added products as well. So I'll show you that within the backend configuration. So now let's go to the admin backend panel and let's see how we can basically set up this particular plugin within our OpenCart B2B wholesale catalog system. So for that, I'll just tap here in the backend section, and that brings up the login page for the admin. So I'll be entering my username and password for my admin account, and thereafter I'll just tap here on the login button. So alright, let me enter it one more time. It's hash and login, and you can see I'll be logged into my admin backend panel. Now the very first thing that we need to do after we have successfully installed this plugin, so we'll navigate through marketplace and we'll go to the configurations section. So so the plugin is the OpenCart B2B wholesale catalog for the vendors, for the marketplace B2B marketplace vendors. So first we'll go to the configurations, and on the configuration section for the OpenCart multi-vendor marketplace by Webkul, we'll go to the section that's the catalog module configuration, and here we'll be going to the allowed account menu options for the sellers. And here you just need to check this option, that's the marketplace vendor product approval, and only then this particular would be then available here under the sellers vendor product approval. These options would then be available to the sellers of the marketplace for the B2B system. So now let's go back, and you can also set up the account sequence there, and thereafter you just need to tap on the save button here. So we are done making the initial settings there. Now let's configure the product, and to do so we'll be navigating through extensions and then extensions, and under the choose extension type we'll set it as modules, and then we'll be scrolling down to check the OpenCart B2B wholesale vendor catalog. We'll tap here on the edit button, and that brings up the OpenCart B2B wholesale vendor catalog plugin configuration settings, and here we have four different tabs. One is the general, then we have the product, suggestion list, and the mail. So under the general, the admin can enable or disable the particular functionality for his OpenCart B2B marketplace system, and he can enable the wholesale vendor catalog. Then the admin can set up the seller price option. So basically, if this option is enabled, then the sellers will not be able to add the lower price than the product price for the approval product list. So in short, if it's enabled, then the seller has to sell out his products that are similar to the admins by setting up the price that is more than the admin's product. Otherwise, if you have disabled it, then the sellers would be able to add the products that are similar to the admin at a lower price as well. So let's check this option at the front end as well. So I'll just check that. So I've set this option, the seller price option, is disabled. Now let me save this thing, and okay, this is done. Now let's go to the front end and let me refresh the page once. The seller panel, and let's tap here on the beige from dress. We'll be selling out the same product. So but before that, let me go back and let's check the price of this particular product. So it's $101. So if the option that's let's go to that particular option once again. So edit, and here, so we have set the seller price option as disabled. So right now when I'm adding the quantity and the price, I can set the price lower than the sellers. So the seller was having 101, let me set it as 43, and I can add the images, but let's see this thing first, and I'll tap in the save button. Now you can see that the product vendor product approval for the product has been saved, and if I go back to my vendor product list, so here we have the beach brown dress. Now it's having the price 43 and the quantity 11. So that's how this seller price option works. And if I enable it and tap on the save button, let's go to this section, and if I tap here on the, alright, this is the product list basically, so I can edit as well. So now we'll set it as 34, that's less than this admin's price. So we'll see this particular error. So we need to enter the price that is greater than 99, that's the admin product price. So let's go back to the OpenCart Wholesale vendor catalog for the B2B marketplace by Webkul, and that was the seller price option. Then we have the auto product approve product automatic. So if you enable this option, then the products would then be approved automatically. Otherwise, if you want to approve the products manually, then you just need to choose this particular option as disabled. So we'll set that as enabled so as to approve the products automatically. Then we have the seller image tab. So basically, if you enable this option, then the sellers would be able to add the image for the products. So the seller image tab allows the sellers to add the images for their product, like you can see here for the vendors. And if we disable this option, for example, and if I tap save, and let me refresh the page here, and now you can see that we only have the general and not the image tab for this particular product that we have. Let's go to back to the configuration settings. So that was seller image tab. Then we have the seller edit product. So if you enable this option, then the sellers would be able to edit their products under this section, that's the product list. So we have this section under the action column, we have the edit option for the products. So if we choose this as enabled, then they can edit the products. Otherwise, they won't be able to do that if we have chosen the disabled option. So now let me go back and let me refresh the page. So now you can see that the status is enabled, but we don't have any edit button for the similar products that we have added for the web store admin. So let's go back, and now let me again edit this modules configuration settings. So that was the seller edit product, so I'll just choose it as yes for the time being. Then we have seller can buy their products. So if you want that the sellers would be able to buy their own product, you need to enable it. Otherwise you can disable the option wherein the sellers can buy their own products as well. Then we have the subtract status. So if the option, that's the subtract status, is enabled, then whenever the vendor's product is being purchased within the web store for the B2B marketplace, so if the vendor's product is bought, then the stock value for the admin's product would be uh, subtracted. So that was about the general. Let's go to the product section, and here the web store admin can set up the product display option. So on the basis of this particular option, the products would get displayed to the sellers in their product list. So if you have chosen the categories, then all the products within the categories, within all of the categories, would be displayed there under the product list for the sellers. You can choose all products as well to display all of the products categories, and then you can choose the categories from here and the selection depends upon your requirement. So you can tap here and add all of the categories for which we want to display all of those products for the seller. So if you have chosen categories, you can choose attribute, and then you can choose the attributes for the products, and those products would then be displayed to the sellers under the product list. Otherwise you can choose it as manufacturer as well, and you can set up the manufacturer for the products, and the manufacturer names that you will have added under this section for that manufacturer. All the products would be displayed on the product list for the B2B marketplace sellers. So this was how we can set up the product display option for the marketplace sellers as all products, categories, attributes, or manufacturer. All products gives all of the products under his product list. Categories, you need to choose the categories that have the product. So all of the products falling within the categories that you've selected, uh, those products would only get displayed on the product page for the seller. Then we have the same for the attribute. You need to choose the attributes and choose the manufacturers as well, and the products under them would then be displayed to the seller under their product list. Now let's go to the suggestion list, and here we have the suggestion list as enabled. You can enable or disable this particular option, and the suggestion list gets displayed to the sellers in the product list page. So here we are on the product list page. So we have navigated to vendor product approval and then product list. Let me tap here on the right hand side. All right, I'll just check that once again. So once again logged in, and sorry for that issue at the back, and we'll go to the product list, and under the product list here you can see that and I'm really sorry for that. So the suggestions come under the approval product list for the vendors. So if I scroll down here on the approval product list, so we can see the most sold out products within the B2B marketplace itself. So now if I go back to the admin backend panel, and if I choose this as disabled, and then I refresh the page here at the vendor end, you can see that now it's disabled on the approval product list. So I'll just enable that particular option for the suggestion list. Then we have the suggestion type, so you can set it as products most sold or the product most added. So most sold I've already shown you. Now let's check the products most added. Now you can also set up the suggestion list title for the added products. So whatever you add here would then be displayed to the header of that particular list, and you can set up the suggestion product list limit, how many should be displayed at that particular approval product list section for the vendors. And then you just need to tap here on the save button, and this is the main configuration settings required. And if I go back here now, let me refresh the page with the vendor. So we are back on the approval product list, and if we scroll down, so you can see the most added products by sellers. So I added the exclamation marks, and you can see the same changes are being reflected here. Now let's get back to the admin backend panel, and lastly we have the mail section wherein the admin can set up the product approved notification. So whenever the notification or the product is basically being approved by the admin, at that time this product approved notification would be sent out to the B2B marketplace sellers. So the product enabled notification would also be set up and sent out to the respective B2B marketplace vendors. And lastly, we have the mail for the product disabled notification. So whenever a product is being disabled from the admin backend panel, then the product disabled notification would be sent out to the uh, OpenCart B2B marketplace web store vendors. So that was much of the configuration settings, and apart from that, the admin can also see the different options for the marketplace vendor product approval under the multi-vendor marketplace for the OpenCart platform. And under the OpenCart multi-vendor marketplace by Webkul, here you can see that we have the marketplace vendor product approval, and below that we have the approval product list and the seller product list. So let's check them both. So under here that we have the approval product list. From here the admin can approve the products of the sellers, the same products that they are going to sell out for, that are they already by the admin. So from here the admin would be able to enable or disable the products as required. So if I tap here on the disabled, then the status of this would be changed to disabled. So you can see that now it's disabled, and after disable, that particular product would be taken out from this approval product list. Now if I go back to my marketplace and then marketplace vendor product approval, now let me go to the seller product list. So here the admin can also basically do the same. That's the enable or disable action for the products. And so the approval list that we have under the marketplace vendor product approval, the approval product list, basically here all of the products are being displayed that are similar to the admins and that have been added by the B2B marketplace sellers, and they want to basically enable these products manually. So now you can see that we have the option to enable the product that the seller has added, which is similar to the admin's product. So under the approval product list, approvals are being done for the seller's products that are similar to the admin itself. Now under the seller product list, you can see that here we have the name of the seller, or basically selling out their products equivalent to the web store admins. And from here as well, the admin can enable or disable or disapprove or disapprove the products that the sellers are going to basically list. So this is how we can enable, disable, and approve, disapprove the seller product list. And that was much about the OpenCart B2B wholesale catalog for vendors, and I hope it helped you out. And if you still have any questions, queries, or any suggestions, or maybe any requirements, then you can always get back to us at support@webkul.com, or you may raise a ticket at webkul.uvdesk.com. Thanks for watching this video, and have a great day.